like wherewithal to jump in and save a baby if I saw somebody throwing a kid into the river. Like, that's shocking that nobody stepped in on that. That's crazy.
I know. Super sad.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all the headlines that I have today. We'll move on into, I think you're going to update us on some cabbage and salt lady, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Wah, wah. It's chili time.
Now, this pisses me off. This makes me angry.
I know. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. Ever since the FTC stepped in, Jillian has, I don't know, lost her mind. I mean, I don't even really know if she had a mind to begin with, but she can't really, like, even though she's not supposed to say that it, like, fixes or cures or whatever, she still does, so it doesn't really matter. And now, like, the biggest thing has been, one of the things she's been talking a lot about lately is her dog, Sugar. And Sugar is a rescue who I don't know, like, how long she's had this dog, but it's got short hair, it's slightly obese, and she was posting videos, I think it was a week ago maybe, of her dog, like, literally, like, itching its skin up against her bed frame, and, like, all she was doing was, like, laughing hysterically at it, but it's clear, like, the dog has, like, some sort of dermatitis or a rash or something. Like, the dog literally, like, looks like it's in pain. Well, it turns out she's giving Sugar her juice.
That pisses me off.
Yeah. And clearly, I mean, she's giving the dog like a fourth of a cup, I think, a day, she says. And it's probably grossly dehydrating Sugar and making her feel terrible because she has so much salt in her.
Ugh.
And so for days and days, yeah, she was just like posting, like, haha, Sugar doesn't feel good. Oh, it's so funny. And then she finally took her into the groomer and took her to the vet. And I mean, but she's like, now she's like on this kick, like, you need to use my product on dogs and cats.
No, that will be her undoing, because people will, sit back calmly when it's affecting people, but the moment that you bring in animals, or especially dogs, people will flip their shit, and that'll be her undoing. Before you go on a little bit further, though, I want to say I just got a link to a I think it says hoax alert, but that gas story might be fake. That might be a fake story.
Oh no, really?
I hope it is.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it bums me out because,
We'll check it out, though. But yeah, thank you for sending that to me, by the way. And I'll go ahead and pick back up. I just want to throw that out there real quick. Hopefully it is fake. Hopefully.
Yeah, no doubt. So she's like obsessed with her dog and like she had like a tumor, and she thinks that like the dog is going to like get cured of the tumors from her Jilly juice. She also was talking about how like maybe we shouldn't spay and neuter our dogs and cats because, we don't have a massive pet issue in the United States as it is.
Right.
She also is telling people like how to use the system the protocol on their dogs and cats. It's just gross. It's, like a quarter of a cup has 1/4 of so it has 1/4 of a tablespoon. So that's like just under a teaspoon of salt. And that dog's not very big at all. That's a lot of salt.
Why can't Jilly just hurry up and stroke out on her juice?
I don't know. And then this week too, she's talking about like how she was trying to get menopause and now she has her period and now her husband wants to have sex, but she doesn't want to have sex. I don't know. She's crazy.
Oh, God. Why is she?
And then, I know. And then, so this is kind of the funny story. We have this group of people that help me, I think I've told you about, and they have this wonderful group and they all work together. And after the last time I was on talking about Jillian, I kind of said, like, the whole Dr. Phil thing kind of got the FTC stuff rolling. Well, that's not actually true. It was sort of like in the works before Dr. Phil got on, but the exposure that the show got from Dr. Phil had more and more people like reporting her to the Attorney General and to the FTC. So numerous people across the country have been working about this. People from the United Kingdom and Australia, I mean, people from all over the world have been reporting her. And one of these people that was in the group got really angry because she said that she alone took down Jillian. And she's been like on this tirade for like 2 weeks, right? Saying that she took down Jillian. And she's like mad at me and she can't let it go because I didn't give her credit, which is whatever. Like not anyone going to be able to take down Jillian, and now this person is using Jillian's protocol and she's testing to see if bone spurs in her back will like regenerate bones like Jillian says. And she's like talking about the benefits of it. And so now we actually think that this person that was like saying that she got the credit for turning her in might actually either be Jillian or someone connected to Jillian.
That is a troll, absolutely, because no one goes from trying to take down anybody with any kind of sense or any kind of awareness or knows anything about anything is going to stay 100 feet away from this Jilly Juice product.
Right.
Like, they're not going to go near it.
Exactly. You don't need to test it. It's garbage.
You don't go from debunking it for certain to then taking the product for bone spurs. That just doesn't. It's got to be Jillian. I guarantee you, it's her.
It's either Jillian or it's like one of the people connected to her, because now she's like, oh, I fermented it for 8 days, and oh, I did this, and oh, I did that, and oh, it helped my acid reflux, and I didn't have a lot of energy, but maybe I just should drink some more. And it's like, you just argued with us for 2 weeks for like not giving you credit for turning her in, and now you're doing experiments.
Yeah, that's the thing is, people that do that think that other people are that stupid. That's what bothers me. Like everybody's just going to be like, oh, that makes perfect sense that you go from trying to take her down to now. Yeah, that's great. I think that's fantastic.
My thought is
go ahead.
My thought is that it's probably Jillian, right? Who was trying to get the people and be like, yeah, she stinks. Look at all the stuff I'm doing. And then once she felt like she got some like credibility or trust, then it was like flip to like get people interested in the protocol. Yep.
And she is, we both know that she's delusional anyway, like on a scale that I knew that the moment that she posted that post a couple weeks ago, where she said she's looking to adopt amputees who are willing to put their faith in her to regrow their limbs and to steer away from the naysayers that she could do this. That's a mental illness right there. Like that's exactly what she's mentally ill.
And that's like exactly what I'm saying about like it kind of goes into line with what you're talking about. It's like, how is she searching for people for regrowing bones? And now suddenly this sock account, and it is a sock account, it's a fake name, it doesn't have any pictures. How is this sock account suddenly trying to regrow bone spurs?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a coincidence.
She's mentally ill. And she's the worst thing about that, and the reason that they need to hurry up and step in, is because she's actually harmful. And now not only to people, but she's moved on to animals. Yes. Why they are like, it seems like they're dragging their feet on this. It seems like the powers that be, or that could step in and take charge of this. And I don't know who they might be, but there's got to be somebody that can come in and just stop this madness. Like, she should not be able to spout out things to people that would listen to her about harming their animals. Because the thing about this is people have a choice in harming themselves. Like, if you want to take Jilly Juice, that stupidity's on you. But animals don't have that choice. Like that's something that's being forced and imposed on them.
Or kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's the government, right? So there's absolutely nothing fast that moves with the government. And when the FTC sends you a warning letter, they give you a certain amount of time to get everything in line with them, and then they can go back and look at everything. But I trust me, people are continuing to report her, and they're grabbing screenshots and they're sending them and calling the attorney general. So none of this is like, people are still reporting her.
Sure. Yeah. I know that there are definitely a lot of vigilant people out there. I just hope that it's before, there's another casualty to add to her list of
and the wheels of justice are slow.
Mm-hmm, yeah. They are. Except for when you owe them money, and then they are very quick to respond to you. If you owe them money, they will come for that. So I think that's good on Jilly. Let's move to the main event for tonight. Mr. Turpentine.
Yes. Danny Glass. So I posted so I've been like sitting around for a while with all of this information, and I got a little bit stuck up in the free birth stuff last week. That was sort of like a whole bomb blew up. And I finally got around to writing the story, and I think we actually have probably a couple episodes we can do on this. So I think tonight would be just a really good introduction for you guys to learn more about Danny. And but to give you a little bit of background, so Danny Glass is a British national that currently resides in Thailand, but he is in the process of relocating, and he'll be relocating to the United States. He's going to be moving to Los Angeles, I think in December. But so Danny Glass is like this, I don't know, he's like the derpy of all the derps. Like there's no derp that he doesn't shill. He's the shiller of all shills. Like he'll sell you anything. He doesn't care. But he's really into turpentine. And he learned about turpentine through a former doctor, I should say, Jennifer Daniels, who is in the picture. She used to practice medicine in, I believe, New Jersey or New York, maybe both. I'm not sure. She actually didn't practice for very long. She practiced kind of in the mid 90s into the early 2000s. And she decided, do you want to do the first slide, Dave? That when she was working with her patients, she noticed that so many of them were not responding to the normal medications, and all she felt like she was doing was just, sort of like putting a Band-Aid by prescribing them drugs. And so she talked to her African-American clients, and she wanted to know, what is this like miracle drug that you guys always use that makes you feel good? Well, lo and behold, she learns that like a lot of these people use turpentine. And so, yeah, it sounds ludicrous, right? But like up until like probably the 1920s, I think maybe, this was something that was used in medicine. It does have like antiseptic properties, and if you like rub the oil on it, like it's supposed to help with like joint pain. It was used it was like a Civil War type era medicine, right? We also don't like cut people's legs off anymore the way they did in the Civil War, and we don't just give somebody a shot of alcohol and tell them like, hold on, I'm going to do surgery. Yeah. Whap,
lead in paint. We got lead out of paint because that was causing, Right.
So what they've learned is that even though it maybe has some antiseptic properties, and there's like properties of it that are still used today in like products like Vicks VapoRub, because it like helps to clear your mucus. But it's not like straight turpentine that's in Vicks VapoRubs. It's like whatever compound that's extracted out of the tree resin. I don't know how it works, but you would never like ingest it the way that they used to back then. Well, this crazy lady decided that she was going to just like straight up like have her patients use it. So she discovers, Yeah, she's a doctor of medicine, right? She does family practice.